Our innovation today was inspired from tweets here at the conference. Two tweets that came in that we thought were particularly interesting was Todd Walker said that 30% of consumer calls were picked up and 70% that went to voicemail hung up. And later, Top Broker OC said that the reality is that a consumer wants a 5-minute response time. And that was mentioned at the broker meetup. And so that got us thinking. With all of the things that are sort of drawing on our attention these days with social media, blogging, Twitter, etc., one of the most popular forms of communication is the telephone. And if we can't keep that up, then we have some problems. And so we decided with our team to focus on the telephone and to focus on innovating for that experience. And so we created CallJuice. CallJuice is a way for you never to miss that meeting. What we do is provide a free online way for you to create a phone number and have it route to any agent in your office so that you can make sure that no call ever gets lost. If you go to CallJuice, what you can do is provide your basic information, log in, and have access to your phone number. We do some basic tracking for you to know how many calls have come in, how many calls you've missed, what's the average call length, and most importantly, given the sort of inspiration for this presentation, what's the average response time on your calls. Under that, you can see the number of agents that you have and what their phone numbers are. And you can also provide settings. For example, do you want all those phones to ring at the same time? Or do you want to do some sort of round-robin thing so that members of your team can sort of alternate who receives the call or who's available to receive that call? The impact is that you're not going to lose a lead. So we're going to try this out right now by ringing 415-787-2922. We also use AT&T, so we may have some trouble in here in this conference area. Got one phone call here. Got one phone call there. Got our RentJuicers kind of spread throughout the office, or throughout the conference. And so the focus here is that if you have, for example, a home with bad cell reception, you can sort of make sure that you have some insurance against missing that call from someone looking for directions to that open house. Or maybe you have marketing that's much longer than someone's tenure at your office. And you want to make sure that if someone were to leave your office or leave your company, you can make sure that there's someone there to take that call and not miss that lead. And that's what CallJuice is all about. CallJuice is available for free today at CallJuice.com. And we hope that you can get started and make use of it. But what really got us excited, because we founded RentJuice, which is rental relationship management, is how do you integrate CallJuice into your other applications? How do you make sure that phone calls are part of your communication pattern online? Because as we all know, at some point, even if you have a referral, or if you have some sort of email exchange, or if you have a Facebook wall post, hopefully at some point, they're going to pick up the phone. And that's what we decided to do for you today. So at RentJuice.com, you have access to all your listings and your ability to sort of market those rental listings out to the web. On your advertisements now, you can use CallJuice. And CallJuice is going to place a unique phone number automatically created for that advertisement. No work required. So here you can see an ad that I would have posted on Craigslist for a rental property here in the city. It's a beautiful template that we had created, and part of the template creation is the adding of that phone number. So if someone were to call 415-574-0968, and if I were using RentJuice, all I would have to do is just be in front of my computer and not just know that someone was calling, but because we created a phone number specifically for this advertisement, I can know why they're calling. What site are they looking at right now? And what ad are they looking at right now? So that, for example, let's say you have two calls coming in at the same time. One is your most expensive listing, where you're going to make your largest commission, and the other one is your hairstylist calling to confirm your appointment for next week. This lets you know which call to take. So that your most important deals never miss. So your most important deals never get lost. And what's nice about this as well is that because it's integrated into your CRM tool, in our case RentJuice, you can also have it create a new lead for you automatically. so that you are also keeping track of your past calls. Who's called, what did they look at, and how can I continue to communicate with them in a way that's relevant to what they need. So in our case, we provided, someone called us from 415-3594, and it's David, looking at that one listing on that one site. If we had a little bit more time, we probably would have taken this even further, so that you can keep track of how does your pipeline look in terms of how your marketing channels are producing calls, and what calls convert into actual clients. What channels produce the most calls, and if they do produce the most calls, which channels provide the calls about the properties that matter most to you. And so with CallJuice, you have this ability to integrate the telephone into your app, and with RentJuice, you can integrate it specifically with your rental relationships. Thanks.